Hi, good afternoon everyone, and welcome once again to our class in law-related studies. Well, in the previous video that I uploaded in our Google Classroom, we talked about the different theories on the rights of students. Okay? So, dapat natong hinumduman nga students do have rights that the school should recognize. Only that, as was clearly stated, that the level of the enjoyment or availment of these rights may not be necessarily the same once the student is inside the school premises or the university campus. Meaning to say, the rights that are being enjoyed outside the campus may not be necessarily the same of the rights that are to be availed inside the school premises. There are two reasons for this. For one, it is a requirement that the student will have to abide by the rules and regulations and all the requirements set by the institution, by the school, or by the university for that matter. Secondly, it is because of the fact that the student will undergo training and formation, and so the limitation or the regulation of his or her rights is just inevitable. So this afternoon, we are going to talk about the rights of the institution. Okay? So, dili lamang ang mga estudyante ang dunay katungod. The institutions do also have their rights. And there are 4 rights of the institution. And what are these? The first is who may enroll. That is the first right of the institution, which is applicable and true to tertiary institution or higher education institutions like colleges and universities. Okay, so who may enroll? Why? Because the institution, the college or the university is given the right to choose who are the students allowed to enroll in their institutions. Just like in the case of our university, the Southern Leyte State University, all the students who are interested to enroll in any of the programs being offered by this institution are required to undergo the entrance examination. And only those who will pass the entrance examination, and in fact we have 2 levels. The first is the written examination, and then after you have passed the written examination, then you will have to undergo the interview. Okay, to make sure that only those who are qualified to take the program, in your case the teacher education or the BSN program, can really enroll into this program. So this is one illustration that the school has the right to choose who may enroll in the school or the institution. Not all can enroll. Only those who will pass the entrance examination and who have qualified are allowed to enroll in this university. Okay? Another illustration on this right is with regard to the private schools, the private universities. Okay? So only those who can afford the matriculation, who can pay the tuition, are allowed to enroll in their colleges. That is the reason, in fact, that state universities and colleges are being established by the government, by the state, so that those who cannot afford to attend or enroll in private universities and colleges will have an option. They still can pursue their dreams and ambition in life by enrolling instead in state universities and colleges that provide, now at the present, provide free tuition. So the only thing that can limit the enrollment in a university, in a state college or a university, is the entrance examination. That is the only thing that a student, an aspiring student, will have to qualify and satisfy to make sure that he or she can pass the entrance examination, and after that he is already qualified to enroll in the academic or curricular programs being offered by the university. Again, for those who will not pass and qualify the entrance examination, the admission requirement, then that individual or that person cannot enroll in a university. These examples are illustration of the first right of an institution to choose who may enroll in their schools. The second right of an institution is they have the right to choose who will teach. No? Kinsa ang ilang patudloon sa ilang eskwelahan. This is a right that is given to the institutions because they have to make sure that they will keep the standards and the quality of instruction. With this, an institution cannot be compelled, no, to accept or to hire any faculty member or any instructors who fall below the qualification. For an institution like a college or a university, the requirement is that an instructor must be a master's degree holder of an area relevant to the subject or to the program he is going to teach or to handle. So, if an applicant is not a master's degree holder, then that applicant cannot just be accepted. Or, there are other considerations in hiring a faculty member aside from educational qualification. Another point of consideration is the attitude of the applicant, which matters most, no? Because he will be handling students. If that applicant possesses positive qualities, positive attitude, then he or she may be hired. But if that applicant does not possess any or the desired qualities, then the university or the college may not hire that applicant because they have to make sure that the standards and the quality will be maintained, and that of course we can provide, or the institution can provide, the best for the students who are the most valued clients of the institution. The third right of the institution is how it shall be taught, meaning to say it is within the freedom and right of the institution how the subjects will be taught, what strategies to be used and utilized by the faculty members in order to recite the lesson inside the classroom. It can be that a particular topic can be done outside the school campus through field trip or educational trip, or it can be done in various or varied strategies which will be utilized by the faculty member in his or her appreciation of how the students can best learn the lesson. So the state cannot dictate or provide a specific standard on how subjects are to be taught. It is given as a right to the institution. That's why when you enter the university, you can see that the faculty members or the teachers have different varied styles and strategies in teaching their lessons, because that is a right that is given to the institution. And the fourth right of the institution is how teaching will be carried out. This means to say that in the designing of the curriculum, in the designing of the program, it is within the rights and freedom of the institution what subjects are to be included and how these subjects will be taught by the faculty members. Meaning to say, the institution or the university or a college for that matter are given the right to determine how to design a curricular program without the intervention of the state or of the government. The state will just have to make sure that the institution has satisfied the minimum requirements that is set by the Commission on Higher Education. So these are the 4 rights of the institution. This will have to explain that though it is recognized that students have their rights, but at the same time, the institution or the institutions do also have rights that should be recognized, that should be respected and acknowledged by the students. So in this case, the students and the institution must meet halfway so that both the rights will be acknowledged and recognized by both of them. I hope you have learned something in our discussion this afternoon. If ever you have some questions or point of clarification, do not hesitate to write it down here in the comment section, and I will gladly explain to you in detail how these points should be understood. Or of course, you can also raise that question in our group chat. That would be all for today, and I will be giving your learning tasks to be posted in our Google Classroom. Thank you and good afternoon.